Welcome Raiders to another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in this one we're going to be talking about the new event dungeon again, but this time we're going to be talking about all the different tips and things that our players are doing to actually progress or to full auto stage 30, and all the things you're going to need that are necessary from all different aspects. So buckle in, because it's going to be a lot of information and probably upset some people because of how specific stage 30 is. Now, me personally, if you've already seen my video, I'm already doing stage 30. I did it day one, and I was able to solo it with a Blizzard. And I've done like tons of variations on stream on twitch.tv/JRstar3. I was trying out different things, trying out to see if I can make it faster with geocomps and all this stuff. Honestly, this is probably like the best team. It's still not even that fast. Now, we can talk about the fastest teams. The fastest I got was like 335, but that's just because of, you know, RNG, brimstone, stuff like that. But how do you actually progress this as an event dungeon? So once you get past like 23, 25, you're gonna start getting you know, Kymar. You're gonna start getting like some stronger champions. They're not gonna be epics. The mythical boss, Karosa the Covetous, she's gonna be having Legos with her on the side. What's up, Father Brawler? And you need to be able to counter that. Right now, it's not, some people are saying it's not that bad earlier on, like 23, 24, because there's no Chalco. You can control them with like Armons. Well, you're technically weak affinity here, but you can bring in like, you know, lock out like a warlord or control any control you have, right? But people are saying when you get to, I think it's stage 26, I think. Yes. So when you get to stage 26, as you can see, there's Chalco the Blind here, which is immune to all the hard CCs. So if you were trying to bring AoE freeze or AoE stun or AoE sleep, yeah, he's immune to that. And then he goes, oh, thanks, you tried to do that? Well, now I'm gonna go use Inducer Panic, put block passive skills on everybody and an AoE decreased defense and spread that, which is bananas. And if he kills someone, he gets an extra turn and then gets to use this. You do not want him to do that, right? So you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, then how can I get through this? Well, the ways that I did it, a champion that everyone has or should have, unless you skipped the fusion, which, where is mine? Or did I passed it? But anyways, I'm just gonna find it by searching the name, but I think I just passed it. Is going to be Fabian. Fabian is going to be Lord Entertainer. Fabian is going to be amazing here because he can lock out, remove buffs, he can use petrification, and he doesn't get true feared. When she true fears everybody, he will remove it. Now she's gonna have buffs because she puts increased crit rate and shatter, but you'd have to be a certain amount of speed because she's gonna get extra turn anyway, so he's probably gonna get one shot. But it's important just to get through the actual round one, right? That's what helped me, right, when I was progressing. I used lockout. You can use warlord, you can use basher, you can use Alika, Fabian, whatever, right? If you're not going to hard CC them, or if you don't want to CC them, you can just literally one-shot them, right? You could bring in seers, barons, monkeys, sigfriends, anything like that, right? Bring decreased defense and blow them to smithereens, right? You could do that too if you have that capability. Of course, my headset dies while doing the video. Sorry about that. my left headset died. All right. Then once you pass a certain stage, which is going to be, yeah. Once you pass a certain stage, right? Which I think is stage Chalco is going to be on 26 and 27. Once you get to stage 28, now you have to worry about Mortimercab and Volcanos. And if you thought Chalco was annoying having in the as the minions or allies that she has for Karosa, no, Mortimercab and Volcanos are even worse because Mortimercab has an RNG passive that you can't control. It just happens whenever it happens, right? You can't control when it's going to happen. So you to avoid dealing with the Mortar McCab cutting in or doing anything, you have to basically one-shot him. Or you could crowd control him, but they have a Wit of the Crown who could cleanse that control. Now, the best thing that I found that really works out is, once again, Lockout. Why? Because Volcanos has this passive that he says if he has one faction ally, which he has more than one, clearly, right? Damage received by this champion is decreased by 50% while this skill is not on cooldown. So basically, if you're trying to one-shot and he's not locked out, good luck. Now you gotta do 50% more damage than you previously were doing. Even if you bring decrease in defense and weaken, I was having trouble killing him because of how much damage you have to do with Seer. So I had to originally bring in like Fabians and other things to lock him out, or I had to kill him like twice. Like I had to use Seer's A3, or I had to bring someone to one-shot him and then go again and do it again, right? But that's not good, because when you get to the second form, which we'll talk about it soon, it causes a whole nother situation. So there's, once you get to 28, 29, 30, it's just ugh, because in round one, you're having to deal with her healing everybody, right? She's cleansing everyone with the A2, putting a decent shield. She starts healing everyone based on her attack, and she gets increased attack to herself and cleanses. It's just, Volcanos just has trouble dying. He just doesn't want to die. He's so tanky. When you think you're about to kill him, he doesn't die, and then he kills you or block revives you. The second most annoying thing that he does is over here. HP burn debuffs placed by this skill cannot be resisted or blocked, so they can only be cleansed, right? But did you know that 80 to 85% of cleansers and Raid Shadow Legends all bring a buff or filter meter boost? When you can see on the top, it says on the Surging Demon Fire, it says when an enemy receives a buff or has their turn meter increased, has a 50% chance to place an HP burn debuff on the enemy for 2 turns. Yay, right? If the enemy already has HP burn, has a 50% chance to instantly activate it instead. Oh boy, so you're trying to go first so you can lock them out, or you're trying to go first to kill them? Great, now you're getting yourself burned. Then on top of that, this is another cancer part as well. Volcanos has the 3 faction allies, places a block revive debuff on enemies killed while under an HP burn debuff. It does not say killed by this champion. It just says whenever they die, which means if Karosa kills you in the second form and you have HP burn, you're dead. No block revive, no revive on death. I mean, sorry, no AoE revive, no block revive buff, right? No passive revive from your, you know, like a Godseeker or something. All that's gone. Like, you're just gone. So, man, Volcanos is annoying. And then once you're able to handle Volcanos, now you have to handle Karosa the Covetous. Oh my god. And if you thought she wasn't that bad, right, in the earlier stages, but once you get to 28 and 30, you might start, you know, clawing at your face and skin a little bit, just saying, because it had me it had me Lincoln Parking, if you know what I'm saying, right? Crawling in my I was getting very upset. But that's what this video is here, is to help you out, to know all the secret tips that I've experienced myself after over 1,200 energy of trying different champions, different passives, different relics, different masteries. Oh my god, I think I've lost already 2,000 gems. I think 1,000 gems in terms of energy, and another 1,000 gems in terms of, I have to change 2 people's masteries. But let me see real quick. I pulled this up here for you guys. This is my stage 30 event dungeons secret tips. Most of this is data from not only just me, but from other contributors or what other people have been using, right? So one thing that I want to note that no one's really talking about is bolster sets, right? Bolster set does give you less than regeneration set, but it also gives you the shield, right? People are using Divine Shield on certain champions to help out Seer or to give your to survivability. I feel like Bolster could be pretty good, but of course that's a set that not everybody can get in raid, so it's not easy. So I'm just putting it there as an option, right, to be tested if people want to try it for possible win rates. Now Seer will remove those protected buffs, so they won't stay there, but the champion will still get healed. All right, so you're gonna need single or AoE decrease attack by 50%. If you're one-shotting the wave, if you bring that, that's gonna help out a lot. So that way you can put, you know, that debuff on her, so when she goes into the second form, you know, that could help. Or if in the first form, if you're not going to second form and one-shotting, you definitely don't want to get hit by her or the Heffrack, right? But you don't need it, right? Apparently some people are not using it. I'm not using it either, so it's not necessary. Protection 9-piece sets. I've seen a lot of people using protection sets, right? On certain champions, so that way she can't steal those buffs because they're protected, right? Because that's what she does in the second form, is she steals all your buffs and then puts True Fear, then smacks you and blah blah blah. She puts buffs on herself too. So I've been seeing people do that as well, but unfortunately those runs that people have been showing, they're not 100% win rate, or you know, they're actually way lower, but they're very fast runs because it's high risk, high reward. What you're gonna definitely need is 2 full regen sets on either your solo champion, like I'm using Blizzard and Solo and Regeneration and Immortal with Brimstone, and using certain relics and masteries, which we'll show you soon. But people are using it on champions like Vogoth, Aox, other passive healers as well, right? Next thing you're gonna need is gonna be Defiant sets. So I should probably put these like this, so we can kind of like give it a little bit more indication that this is more important, right, to note. All right, so the next one is Defiant set. If you can get 3, the more the better, because you can get up to, you know, you can stack it up per Defiant set, which is really, really good. You get a whole 6-piece, and you put it on the top row, right? Weapon, headpiece, shield, gloves, chest, and boots. If you do it that, because we don't have the Defiant set, it's not a 6, you know, it's not a 9-piece thing where you can get the accessories and stuff, unfortunately, right? That'd be nice if we did have that. But basically you want to put that on a champion like Geo, or someone who's needs to not, you know, die, in a sense. Squishy champions. Next strategy that people are using, like myself, are Brimstone strategies. People are using solo runs like me, or duo runs, right? You bring someone who's in Brimstone and somebody else to keep them both alive. 5 or 6-star, but if you go 5-star, it's gonna be a lot longer. Exclamation gear. Oh, selling? I don't have a selling gear selling. 5-star is gonna be all right, because it's not gonna be as great, but you're gonna want a 6-star. 6-star is gonna be the way to actually get it to run quicker, because 5-star you can't guarantee where you're gonna land that, right? It's kind of RNG, and she's taking so many turns and going so fast. There's a lot of, she gets a lot of crits. You can't control when she's critting. She gets turn meter whenever she crits, and she gives herself increased crit. So sometimes she will crit, sometimes she won't. There's a lot of RNG going on in this fight. It's crazy. So I use 6-star because I have a 6-star Loki and a 6-star Blizzard. I actually bought the 6-star Blizzard way back because I knew that it would come in handy for me, and it did. But I could have used 6-star Loki as well, right? Or 6-star Bivold, or 6-star any tanky champion that's Spirit, that has Sustain. Having legendaries, so you can get the Brimstone. Having Spirit solo champions in regen / golden elixir relic plus healing passives, defensive masteries. What does that mean? All right, so I'll show you per se for my Blizzard. So you have to have the champion like this, right, with regen and immortal. You're going to want them to use this specific relic. I showed this already in my video like 2-3 days ago. And then you want to have specific, I went down and got more HP, so I can keep myself above that 50% threshold. Now you want to have golden elixir at level 12. You want to have Cat's Gaze at level 12. I have neither. I have a level 9 golden elixir and a level 9 Cat's Gaze, and I still can solo this. Now that doesn't mean it's going to be 100%, you know, I'm just telling you what you should have because most players are doing that, right? But clearly you can still get it done. It just probably won't be as high as win rate. All right, having passive healings like Doom Priest. People are using Doom Priest, Elva, Bogoth, things like that. I want to try Strategos Islin. I want to try him. You know what I'm saying? Like Strategos has a, but you have to land that ally protection to heal other people. If there's a way I can get Strategos to actually cast his ally protection, but she's gonna steal it, right? So he'd have to be in like a protection set, also fast. Maybe there's a way someone can come up with a strategy with him because he has a lot of healing and a lot of protecting people. But unfortunately, once again, it's passive healing for himself, but he heals other people if there's an ally protection on them. If they're not, they don't get healed. All right, next thing is gonna be AoE decreased defense and weaken. Okay, clearly, right? You're gonna want to have Lydia, Stag Knight, anyone like a Venus, anything like that that can help you out, right? So that your Seer or your Nuker can actually, I think that's kind of, we all know that by now. An AoE Nuker that can one shot, right? You want to make sure they're in Cat's Gaze. They have to have 355 to 375 crit damage. More the better, right? We will talk about the speeds and everything else. We're just saying what you in the initial parts. Example is Seer, Marius, Siegfried, the Nephilim, Sun Wukong, Tholin, Foulbeard. Yes, Tholin the Fusion will be good for this event dungeon, but we don't have him yet. Only new players have him with a promo code. That's crazy. You can lock out the Volcano. Yeah, we talked about that already. You can lock out the Volcanos with Warlord, Yumeko, Basher, Alika. This will reduce his passive from 50% to 0%. That is true. The most OP relic for this dungeon is multiple golden elixirs. You're going to want at least 2 to 3. If you only have 1, that's fine. I have a solo champion, so I'll need 1 golden elixir. But if you want to use the Aox Geo, you want to use Bogoth or anything like that, you're going to need multiple golden elixirs. You don't have multiple? You don't have a solo champion? Don't know what to tell you. It's that crazy. Popular champions that are epic. We have Geomancer, we have Doom Priest, we have Bogoth, Aox, Seer, Wide-Dried Nia, Mausoleum Mage, and Sandlash Survivor. Her passive activates instantly. So even the boss can't, like, she likes to steal your buffs, buff herself up, and then she goes boom, boom, boom. But when she hits with that A2, right, you'll be good, because I've shown it on stream where it activates and like I lost no one. But then she goes in A1s or those little, you know, those little minions, the skeletons that come out on stage 30. That's why stage 30 is so hard, because she sends out those freaking living dead skeletons over and over and over. Sandlash will protect you, and then you just get, like, it's crazy. Now, maybe because I didn't build my Sandlash correctly, I had a level 50 Sandlash, and she kept my whole team alive. I want to say that one more time. I had a level 50 Sandlash naked, and she kept my whole team alive until I got multiple splashed by multiple skeletons over and over, and then we all died. So that's just that's how crazy. Yes. All right. Popular champions that are legendary. Of course, Marius, Siphi, Newt, Bivold, Loki, Blizzar, and Iudex Artor. If you were able to get that 5-star on him, well, he is a Spirit Affinity champion, right? Which means you could go Brimstone on him, which means he's strong affinity. He also has 20,000 base HP at 102 base speed with an A1 that heals all allies, including himself, based on his own HP. So do you see how Regeneration Immortal could be really good on him and put him in 5-star Brimstone? You would have to bring some accuracy for that Brimstone if you don't want to buy his 6-star, right? But you could get it done. I definitely believe that you could get it done. All right, let's look at some other information here. Honorable mentions. I was using Opening Clanfather. Now, if you're getting Volcanos burnt and you're like, damn, I don't want this burn to go over into the next round, cool, you can cleanse. But I know some cleansers, like I said earlier, they boost her meter or they put buffs, which gets you what? Burnt again. So you cleanse off the burn and then you get burnt again. That's stupid, right? So you want to bring Opening Cleanfather can help you. He can actually make everyone not get burnt, but one champion will only get burnt because of his passive Phil's turn meter when you get a continuous heal activates, right? So unfortunately, you'll get one burn, but it will never be, from what I've seen and tested, it will always be on my Seer or your damage character, which is perfectly fine because your damage character is going to die anyways. They're there to kill the first wave, right? So it works out. So Opening Cleanfather, Wither the Crowned, one of the champions that's actually in the ads, her minions, right, is actually one of the best champions for this as well. I was using Wither the Crowned a lot. She cleanses and she pulls your heal team to 100% if you build it right. So that way, when you get to round phase 2 of her alternate form, you're all full HP, right? So that's really good. And then I put there, yeah, the nuker will get burnt. All right, stats for the enemies. Let's talk about the stats in the event dungeon on stage 30. These stats change based on the stage you're on, but I just want to let you know how fast they are on stage 30 and what's going on. So Karosa, the mythical boss, right? She can switch forms when all her allies are dead. Why did I put alive? Oh, can still switch forms with allies alive. Oh, that is crazy. But she automatically does it. Go to second form when they all dead and nuke GG. Right, I wrote that down because of course she does too much damage. She's 270 speed. She can still switch forms, but I haven't seen her switch that many forms when they're alive. Usually when they die, but I apparently that must have been a certain situation. Half-Rack we have here automatically attacks if an ally is killed. So if you kill everyone but don't kill the Half-Rack, he will then smack you. Clearly, right? That's how Half-Rack's passive works. He's going at 255 speed. Wither the Crowned, she's going at 305 speed. She will cleanse everyone and heal everyone. So make sure to lock her out or one-shot her. Volcanos will block revive you, HP nuisance, right? HP burn nuisance. And he does damage. He actually nukes too. He actually nukes as well. Like, don't sleep on his nukes. He does lots of damage. He will acid over the long period. Scalar. Forget to write that down. What that means is if he keeps increasing his defense with his passive or the Unity passive, he will get up to 100% more defense, and then you can never one-shot him. He just becomes a god. So you definitely want to kill him as fast as possible so he doesn't keep scaling. All right, and the next thing is going to be Mortem Macabre. Will RNG turn meter boost and block revive you, so be careful. He's moving at 251 speed. An OP gemstone that can be used with the golden elixir is going to be this one. On the circle, you're going to want to go unflinching. Unflinching says bosses deal 5% less damage to the wearer. Right? You could get certain relics that could give you more circles, but golden elixir only gives you what? One circle, unfortunately, right? One circular gemstone. So unfortunately we can't stack like 3 of these or 4 of these, right? That'd be amazing on one golden elixir. And if they don't, and Plarium doesn't let us like, hey, can I switch my sockets to a, no. Whatever your relic is, that's what you're getting, right? So all right. So I wrote down that you can still use golden elixir and you can still use Cat's Gaze at level 9, because I do, right? And I can show you right now. If you look at my Blizzard, he's using a level 9 golden elixir, and if you look at my Seer, he's using a level 9's Cat's Gaze. That doesn't mean that you should go do that as well. I'm just telling you that most people are saying that it needs to be minimum level 12 for both. That means if you're using a duo team, like a Geo Aox or Vogoth Geo, you need to have both 12 minimum. That's 2 different golden elixirs, 12. That's not easy for the most players, you know? So you can still get away with 9 probably. Good luck. Like me. Speeds to build almost full epic team. Now this is the most popular team that people like Bronco and other people are using. Okay. One of my viewers, Jaren, is also doing it. So we have Lydia at 311 speed. You want to be able to go first faster than the Wither the Crown to put the decreased defense and weaken, to put the buffs up, right? So you don't get block buffs debuffed by Mortem Macabre. Then Geo's going to be at 274. You have Vogoth at 250, you have the Aox at 230, and you have the Seer at 231 to 256. Now, if you need to decrease attack, from the Aox, you can build Seer at 229. But if you need Seer, if you need Aox just using him for only the passive alone, and you don't need the decreased attack, then you can just build her at 231 to 256. Okay? So those are the speeds that you can literally build your champions and the champions you would need. Now, what else do you have to do? All right. So, of course, you already know, we talked about this already, that you need regeneration and immortal. You need golden elixirs. You need good supportive, defensive, and healing masteries. And you need Seer to be able to one-shot the wave. Or if you have Marius's, you could use Marius as well. You have to make sure he blows up the wave. And as you can see here, I don't use an epic team. I actually use Kaja because she's really, really fast to boost up my champions. I'll show you my preset here. I put buffs up with the Lydia. I put one little buff with Kaja. I use my Blizzard fast at 301 speed to put up the increased defense and the ally protection buffs because my Seer needs more buffs because I only have a 365 crit damage Seer with a level 9 Cat Gaze. I don't have a level 12 Cat's Gaze, right? So I had to adjust myself. And Godseeker is there just for extra healing in the passive, but honestly, you can use so many champions in that spot, it's crazy. I've used Operdin, Wither, Volgoths, I've done so many different things, but this is one that just works. And as you can see, we can see it in slow motion, what I do to get it done. We can try to times 1 speed. We go, turn meter boost, we're getting burnt, which is gay. We put some buffs up, we're getting burnt, activated again. We're putting the decreased defense and weaken. Sometimes you can 3% that. We didn't get 3%ed. Now we're gonna get the Seer to go, pop, one-shot them. She's gonna get mad, go to second form. You might be like, damn, your Blizzard has the HP burn. But because we have the golden relic, you will see that the burn doesn't even like matter. We'll always go from 50% and higher. Skeletons come out, boom. So even though the HP burn is still there, look, right? It's not really doing that much. Doesn't really matter. We just full auto and brimstone, and boom. The HP burn will eventually go away. As long as you can stay above 50%, you're good. Now, a lot of people are using on the epics, right? Because I'm using legendary. If you have epics, you need to have them use emergency shield and a blood shield ring. That's another thing that I needed to write down, but I totally forgot to write it down. But I'm gonna write it down right now because I just remembered it. I'm gonna put it right here. Emergency emergency heal blessing on the epics and blood shield ring on the champions. That's for the epics on the epic champions. I should probably put that on the epic. Let me move this back over here because you can't see it. My bad. So that's another thing that I've seen people been doing as well. I don't have to worry about that because when you're in Brimstone, you don't need a blood shield ring. You can, but it's not going to give you any heal from it, right? You just have to make sure you're fast. And my Blizzard's going really fast, 300 plus. And I could get them quicker if I wanted to, but I've been trying to get the perfect speed tune. It's not, and honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to run stage 30. I might go back to 28 and 29 just so I get a faster run. People have been asking me, well, why don't you just build the epic team? Because I have to re-gear everybody just to farm this stage? Bruh. Like, I don't feel like doing that. I've already done enough testing as a content creator and just like on stream. I don't feel like I don't really want to do all that and take all my regeneration from other champions as well. Like, I already did enough to get this to work, right? And the whole point of doing all this theory crafting or testing was to show how hard it was and what works. If you don't have golden elixirs, I would not even try 30 at all. Don't even try 30 and farm stage 28, 29. But anyways, that's it for me. I just wanted to give you all the tips and everything you can use to progress from stage, like, let's be honest, like 25 24, 25, all the way to 30, what you're going to need to do it, right? And maybe people will come up with some more stuff. Be careful when you watch videos online, because people will tell you, hey, you need this, or hey, you need this. But then they're not telling you everything else, right? Like, this is necessary. This is necessary. I showed you everything that's specifically necessary, the speeds necessary, you know. And a lot of people seem like it's attainable. Most people do not even have more than one golden elixir. I was lucky I have 2, but some people don't have to. Some people can't get their golden elixir to level 12. Some people don't have multiple regeneration sets. Some people don't even have Defiant. They can put, you know, 6 Defiant. So, you know, if you're a spender, you're probably having an easier time. Or if you're a big end game player, a whale, you're probably having a way easier time. But if you're a mid late game player, man, it's probably not worth to do 30. It's probably better to just farm stage 28 or 29. Anyways, thank you, Raiders. What do you think about this event dungeon? Are you guys hating it, or is it too hard? Do you think they need to nerf it? Or what team do you use? Let me know down in the comments below. What's your main team that you use to beat this new event dungeon, Chaos Awakens? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.